Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry if the audio is way off. I am experimenting with OBS right now, so if I'm too loud, I'm sorry. If I'm too soft, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just trying my absolute best here. Anyway, so today on The Sims 4, we are continuing our Create a Sim challenge where I almost ate my microphone there. Anyway, so we're continuing our Create a Sim challenge where we recreate pride flags as a sim. If you haven't seen my previous video, we did bisexual, lesbian, and pansexual. You can go ahead and watch that after you watch this video, because let's be honest, you're already here. Today we're gonna do 5 sims: gay, trans, non-binary, asexual, and genderqueer. I'm only going to be explaining my thought process for the first 3 because the last 2 are just the same thoughts or same thought process as the third sim, and I just kind of don't want to be too repetitive in what I say. So anyway, we're starting off with my gay baby. Now, I did try my best the first time around. I made him. I tried to fix him up a few days later and then eventually completely deleted him and created a new sim. I'll share a photo of the first version of how the first version looked, but for now let's work on the newer version of him. I'll be honest, I don't know how to dress a man, let alone give him male features, so I went on Pinterest and did a little thing. I looked up gay men. No, really, I looked up gay men outfits. I also looked at how Jonathan Bailey dressed, and yeah. The photo I saw of him was, he was wearing an all-white outfit. He was wearing a wife beater, which, by the way, why in the world is it called a wife beater? Anyway, I didn't want to put that same sort of tank top vibe, because that's what I'll be doing eventually for the second outfit. So I went and put him in a vest instead of a tank top, and I still did stick to the color scheme of the gay or men-loving men flag. I'm so sorry. I'm not entirely sure if it's MLM or if it was gay, the flag that I was looking at. Yeah, just let me know if ever. And so I stuck to the color scheme, but just know eventually I do give up on the color scheme for a second outfit. Then I made a little oopsie and completely forgot that I didn't have streamer mode installed for Wicked Whim, so I saw full male genitals and screamed when I removed his pants. Just thought you should know. The jump scare woke me up for sure. Anyway, for the second look, I did something completely different and was like, what would my gay baby wear during Pride March? So I put on a quote-unquote straight out of the closet tank top, ripped jeans, and called it a day. Not before accessorizing though. I made more of, now I don't know if this is the right style, but I made it more of a street style. I made him wear sneakers and headphones around his neck. I wanted him to have a baseball cap too, but it just couldn't work out. I had to choose between headphones and a cap, and eventually chose headphones. If you'll notice though, I did still try to incorporate the flag colors with his shoes and headphones, as well as his makeup. It's minute, but he definitely looks so much better than the first male sim I did try to make, which if you follow my Tumblr, you'd have seen his face wasn't too good and the styles were all over the place. So now, anyway, we move on to our trans babe, our transgender babe. I did redo her hair. I wasn't satisfied with the outcome the first time I made her. Did I say I redid her hair? No, baby. I meant I redid her because I wasn't satisfied with the way that the outfits looked. And so I took inspiration from Hunter Schafer instead of just, trying to use my brain. I try to recreate the look that Hunter had that went viral, I think a couple months ago. I'm not sure how long it's been. I'm unemployed and losing track of everything, so. Anyway, it was look, I don't know what it was for. Could have been for the Met Gala or something, or like the after party, but like, it's, the one where she had a mole on her cheek. that's like so specific. Anyway, so like I tried my best to find a dress that looked similar or at least had the same color, but eventually decided to just go with a skirt and a top combo. Could I have gone for a different look? Yes, absolutely, but I had already spent like a good 10 minutes looking at how I can recreate this look, so I just kind of stuck with it. Oh my god, I just thought about giving her a mole. Oh my god, too slow, Kyla. Whatever. Anyway, the second look is much better. I think the second look is inspired by Zion Moreno. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing her first name properly, by the way. Did I watch Gossip Girl, the reboot? Did I watch Gossip Girl, the original? No. But I did absolutely fall in love with her in that Spanish Netflix show that she was in a couple of years ago. Not a couple of years ago, but like a long while ago. I think it was called Control Z. Like among that big cast, she stood out to me the most. Her and Fiona. Like they're so beautiful and they were amazing. Anyway, I digress. I tried to go for one of her red carpet looks, but eventually realized I wouldn't get the look in a dress or even a skirt. So I searched some more of her outfits on Pinterest and found one from Gossip Girl. It doesn't 100% match what she's actually wearing, but it does match the vibe, I think. Also, like, I'm looking at my video right now while I'm talking, and girl, the shock I had when there was a cat, because I did put them into other households and not my own household, so they have their own, like, stories going on. But, like, I want to know the story behind the cat, like, because whose decision was it to adopt it? What am I talking about? I probably made one of them an animal enthusiast or cat lover. I don't know. I don't remember. Guys, I have the memory of a goldfish, which, like, I don't even know how I managed to work in a firm with the memory that I have. Anyway, back to the video. Gosh, how did I get so derailed? Yeah. I just kept her as blonde since Hunter was the person I modeled my sim after. I was gonna change her skirt, but like I said, I have the memory of a goldfish and completely forgot. I decided to do non-binary. I did have a specific person in mind, but I haven't seen them on my FYP in nearly 5 years, so I only just found out that they are actually gender fluid. But anyway, for those who don't know, non-binary refers to genders that don't fall into male or female. So, like I said, I did have someone in my head when I made this sim. That was before I found out they were gender fluid. And yeah, I know that gender fluid identities do fall under the non-binary umbrella. So I hope these looks still work. If not, do let me know, as it would be super helpful for myself to learn and for others as well. But anyway, I created one look that was more feminine, which is the first look. I'm not super happy with it, but it could also just be because I'm not a big fan of color. For the second look, I made it more androgynous, or more masculine. I'm not sure what the right term is here, because like the Sims only have two genders that you can choose from in terms of physicality, and I chose a feminine frame, so most of the clothes that I could see were feminine, but I do really love the way the second look turned out. I'm a big fan of comfortable clothing in formal wear. Hold on. Y'all, when I prepared my script, I knew who I was talking about, but when I went off script, girl, I thought I started thinking of the the follow-up sim right after this one. Anyway, yeah. So I clearly did not make sense in that moment, but anyway, that's all my thoughts. That's all the thoughts that I had. I just really modeled it after people that I thought of, or after people that I knew or have heard of. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna stop the voice recording from here, and let me know what your thoughts are on how I did, how I dressed them up, what you think I could have done a little different. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found some inspiration. Let me know if there's any other challenges that you guys would like me to do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.